Good evening, board. We have all experienced students that were hard to figure out, difficult dynamics within the classroom that made teaching challenging, and feelings of inadequacy as we felt very overwhelmed with the many hats we wear to find out exactly what our kids know in order to take them to unknown heights. However, we love this profession we have chosen, so we are committed to finding the best methods to assist with all of the above. We are responsible to rate how well a student knows each and every standard. This task can be very daunting, challenging, and extremely time consuming. The more time we take to assess, the more time is taken away from actual instruction, no matter what subject, grade level, or focus. Teacher feedback for the student and student assessment for the teacher is the goal among all assessments. While teacher observations of students' turn and talk discussions are great for practicing language skills, they leave the teacher without a full understanding for each student's knowledge of the content. Students could raise their hands or response cards for voting or low-level questioning, but they often change their answers based on their peers' actions. Paper pencil tests require teachers to grade and give feedback to students that may take a few days. They also tend to not be very engaging and cause the students to lose focus of their real understanding. Student peers could grade each other's tests in order to give them the feedback, but the students could mislead each other in their information knowledge. Students could grade their own tests from teacher explanations for each question, but the teacher is still left without the student's results in a timely manner. Assessments have been known to be drawn from group projects. However, you are always questioning the level of teamwork that actually took place and if in fact every group member owns the knowledge. Interactive feedback is the key.
So how many boring PowerPoint presentations have you had to sit through lately? Well, now PowerPoint presentations can be an interactive experience thanks to a program called Turning Point. And Tony DeSantis with Turning Technologies is here to tell us about it. Thanks for joining us, Tony.
Thank you.
So, first of all, I want to know, what is the audience response industry? I'd never heard of it before yesterday.
Well, you know, it's interesting because the audience response industry has been around for probably 15, 20 years. But it's been a very antiquated process of a speaker asking a question and letting the audience actually pick up some type of a device and respond back. I mean, we all see it on TV today through very popular shows to let you vote. The audience participates. So that's basically fundamentally it.
Okay, I want to read a quote from some of your marketing materials.
Sure.
You claim you can turn any event into an enjoyable and educational interactive experience. That is a mighty big claim. So tell me how this works.
It is absolutely a big claim, but if you get to know the technology, and like any other technology, if you take some time to learn how to apply it, you're on the money. The interesting thing about today's cultural societies around the globe is that they're really transforming into a society of people that need to be connected. Text messaging, emailing, web. You go to the web, you give information, you want information immediately back. You go into a keynote address with 3,000 people or a lecture hall at any university with 300 kids. I sit down, I want to participate. So with our technology, very simple process of integrating into Microsoft Office, take any presentation, create an interactive, energizing experience for.
Audience Studies Institute in Hollywood in the 60s administered audience polling devices during feature films that were not yet released in order to generate feedback from random participants. However, student response systems were also in full effect in large lecture halls in colleges. During the 60s and the 70s, the technology was wired into the student seats. The 80s brought about a new device type response system. The device was more like a TV remote that incorporated infrared and radio frequency wireless keypads. Clickers were used primarily in businesses and governmental agencies. Recently, they have also designed a web-based student response system. Our intentions with you today are to highlight the extreme advantages that the handheld devices have in education. The attitude has changed quite substantially since the 60s about the clickers. They first designed this technology hoping it would improve test scores and students' retention of the content. However, it was not that well received, or at least the data didn't show quite the substantial growth they were looking for. We have since discovered the true implications of the innovation are seen through the engagement levels of the students, the excitement to decide for themselves an answer, anonymously record their answers to later be revealed, discussed, explained, and given feedback directly to each student during real time. When faculty members realign their focus on getting their students more engaged, then we will begin to see test scores soar. Therefore, when we as a district commit to a piece of technology that is proven that the result is just that, then we will see the same increase across the board. A lot of my information and guidance for this presentation has been taken from Everett Rogers' book, Diffusion of Innovations. He is considered the mastermind behind implementing a new piece of technology. The original innovation of the clickers went from the knowledge stage in the 60s and 70s and moved up into the persuasion stage and finally reached adoption once the clickers were marketed and sold in wireless sets beginning in the early 90s. After much research was done, we found that the Turning Technologies product would be able to service the students in Dalton Public Schools the best. The product that they so nicely produce, package, and ship is bar none. Turning Technologies is a company that was founded by Mike Broderick in 2002. We have built a relationship with them and they have surprised us with their customer service and brand loyalty. They have supported us in such a big way this past year. I am confident that they will remain by our side as we move everyone through the adoption process via training, support, feedback, and communication availability. So what does Turning Point look like, and how is it going to engage the students? I'm glad that's what you're thinking. I really do not believe that the training sessions will be complex. Many teachers have experience using PowerPoint. Turning Point runs through PowerPoint presentations by adding the interactive slides wherever you see fit. Interactive slides can be used for a number of different reasons. Quick and easy pre- and post quizzes, discussion topics, active participation, engagement, peer instruction, on-the-fly teaching, anonymous, novelty, hold students accountable for daily reading or homework. Questions can be factual, conceptual, critical-like, or to make predictions. There are also numerous features within the Turning Point software that you can capitalize on as an added bonus. Some slides you can assign a timer to minimize the distractions and get students focused on choosing their answer. Once you close the polling sessions, with a click of a mouse, a graph will appear to show the variety of responses. You can use that as an opportunity to have the students practice reading graphs. You can also print out data spreadsheets and use for parent-teacher conferences or to create small guided groups to help close gaps. Perhaps the best feature is the sense of pride that students will feel when the majority of the class chooses correctly. Usually the class erupts in applause and cheering. Rogers discusses the 5 different stages of the innovation decision process: knowledge, persuasion, decision, implementation, and confirmation. I believe our school system is in between the persuasion and decision stage. We became knowledgeable about these clickers and how beneficial they could be for our students. Our small Technology Explorer group has piloted them this past school year. We are here confessing to you the incredible impact they made on our students and for our teaching focus, and formally persuaded us about the innovation. Therefore, we need you to make a decision to adopt the Turning Technologies clicker sets for each intermediate teacher and even feel as though secondary would benefit greatly as well. Our team would help implement the devices within each of our schools once receiving them. We are full aware that passing them out is just not going to ensure proper use of them. We will host professional development times where we can sit roundtable-like and discuss the many features, applications, and possibilities, while modeling, instructing, and allowing them to discover on their own the engagement piece that they have been missing in their classes. Since this is definitely a decentralized diffusion system, I believe we should empower the staff to acknowledge the need to engage our students long enough to sustain a typical class segment. They would then feel it is an opportunity rather than a have to, and they will be more likely to utilize the tool more often. Rogers also describes certain groups of people that will be responsible in supporting any new innovation. The key innovators and early adopters of the clickers are people that see a need for change and a way for improvement. They are also the people that are comfortable with technology and enjoy researching and experimenting with a variety of tools in order to find the best fit for the student's benefit. Our Explorer team would be those people. I am positive there are others within our district that would easily be able to assist with the implementation process and help make a seamless transition into this world of engaging more and more students through the awesome work we are already doing. Perhaps we could offer incentives to these key innovators for schools that participate the most with the clicker technology: lunch, iPod giveaways for classroom use, mystery guests, etc. The key laggards are those that are nearing retirement and are old school in their teaching methods. Although they are good at teaching content, holding a tight classroom management style, and some of the most organized creatures around, they are missing this engagement piece. They are now teaching 21st century students, and it is our obligation to be about the business of preparing our students for this technological world. The laggards simply just do not feel comfortable, have the time to learn, or even see a need for using technology. But when our team of supporters surrounds them with evidence and opportunities to practice, they will see just how easy it will be to implement this new innovation. Now, we are not naive to think everyone is going to adopt the idea of the clickers overnight. Rogers describes the critical mass in the diffusion process of interactive innovations at the point in which the key innovators, early adopters, early majority, and the late majority are starting to come around and feel comfortable using the clickers pretty consistently, and can discuss the changes in the levels of engagement that they have seen as a result of this innovation. Therefore, we are seeking to recruit the most well-respected technical individuals within the teams of our schools. They can be the change agents and support the staff members within small groups through an ongoing basis with whom they already have open lines of communication with. They can then bring their own team concerns back to our Technology Explorer group where we can work together to resolve the issues. We are committed to working through this with the staff members. When a team of teachers are physically active in the collaboration efforts, it is amazing what you will be able to see happen in the classroom. We all come with our own ideas, strengths, and past experiences, but when we come together, we get that much closer to finding out what really engages students. I stand before you tonight as the champion of this request. We have witnessed our kids daydreaming, distracted by their surroundings, not paying attention, laying on their desks, etc. We have to change this notion that as long as you come to school, you will do fine. Today's world is too busy, too stressful, too toxic in many ways. We need something small with a bit of 21st century novelty that holds students accountable to pay attention, choose an answer, and be ready to discuss your thinking. We need something affordable and easy to maintain so that it doesn't fall by the wayside of all the laggards' resistance to change. We need you to respect us and our own ideas of what the true needs are rather than try and assume what they could be from reading our data scores. We know children, we love children, and we are committed to them, and we need you to honor that by adopting this idea. Turning Technologies clickers meet all of the above criteria. Along with, we are committed to maintaining a level of ongoing support to accompany the implementation of the clickers. Thank you for your time and attention. Our Technology Explorer group would be happy to meet with you to discuss further findings, if you will have us.